Hi everyone, this is ZonalFear. Today I'm going to be featuring a new video or a new game on my channel with the possibility that maybe it will become a recurring sort of theme on my channel. I'm going to be playing Grocery Store Simulator. It's very similar to another game that released fairly recently called Supermarket Simulator. I actually purchased Supermarket Simulator when it originally came out and did quite enjoy it. It didn't feature on my channel or anything. I enjoyed playing it as sort of like a chill game. However, it got to about April time and the developer simply seemed to stop really doing anything with it, and it really put me off the game as there are a number of problems in the game that actually did need addressing pretty sharpish. However, I understand that Supermarket Simulator does now have an update. I do need to revisit Supermarket Simulator as I promised I would do in my Steam review of the game. However, I think that Grocery Store Simulator also deserves its fair shot. Not really seeing a lot of coverage about this one, so if you're interested, you know, this might persuade you to dig in. Grocery Store Simulator also has two added benefits. One is it's considerably cheaper than Supermarket Simulator at around £7. It's, you know, a fairly budget title. And two, unlike Supermarket Simulator, it has co-op. Now, I've played for a few hours in co-op on Grocery Store Simulator before this video, and I can safely say that the co-op alone is worth the price of admission. The game becomes a lot more fun in the co-op mode, and I would highly recommend it. You know, you and 3 friends running a grocery store, it's pretty funny actually. So if you're looking for this kind of game and want to play with friends, then I could wholeheartedly recommend Grocery Store Simulator above Supermarket Simulator. It's still not quite as feature rich as Supermarket Simulator is. I will caveat that by saying that from appearances, the developer seems to be making slow but steady progress in the game, not really making an awful lot of noise about it, but he appears to be making slow but steady progress to the game without any real sort of fuss, so I'm also really glad to see that. And hopefully you guys will enjoy what you see here today to maybe give it a try yourself. It doesn't require a particularly beefy PC and it runs well on everything I've tested it on so far as well, so if this is your kind of game, then I would strongly recommend you take a look at it. Anyway, without further ado, let's get started. So I'm going to start a new game here. I did actually try recording this video a few moments ago, however there's no VSync option in the graphics options and it was causing screen tearing on my video, which screen tearing gets on my nerves, something rotten, so I've restarted with VSync enabled in the video control panel. I do apologise if you can hear the clickety clack of my mechanical keyboard. I don't know how this setup is going to work entirely, and if it doesn't and it becomes a problem, then obviously that's something that I'm going to have to look into sorting out as well. Anyway, let's get on with it, shall we? So yes, you start off on Grocery Store Simulator in basically a desert. Now, I'm not actually a huge fan of this. This is probably my one sort of minor gripe about the game, is that you start in the middle of a desert, there's no houses or anything, and the people just seem to come from nowhere really. So although it's like something that doesn't actually affect the mechanics of the game, this is more of an aesthetic thing, and I would hope that the developer will maybe do something about sort of having the grocery store placed in a barren wasteland really, and maybe make it a little bit more appealing, as this might turn some people off, and that would be a real shame because at its core there is the start of a very good game here. Anyway, let's go into our grocery store, and what we're going to do is go into the back and order some stuff. So you order some stuff using a terminal. With us only just starting, we're at level 1 and not many goods available to us. So I'll order some flour. I'll order a couple of units of flour. And some apple and cinnamon. basmati rice, bean soup, always a good seller, bean soup. I'll order 3 crates of that. Okay, let's get our first order away. And you can actually rename your store on this as well. So let's just call the store ZonalFear's Desert Supply. Okay. What you can do is you can actually throw these boxes. I like how it's sort of physics based a little bit. So depending on how you throw the box, it will change how the box actually reacts in flight. In flight, what a strange way to talk about groceries. Okay, let's get these on the shelf. So the pricing is actually set automatically. You can edit the pricing using that computer. And what you do here as well is you throw the crate in the trash. So we've only got one shelf at the moment, so I'm not going to be able to do what I really wanted to do, and that's basically have like one row of goods line an entire section of the shelf. But we'll get there. Like Supermarket Simulator as well, there's no end of day either, so you just keep on going and going, which can feel a little bit disjointed actually. Maybe that should be added in as well. If you're listening, I believe the developers are called Feck Games, or Fekk, I'm not sure how you say that. Father Ted fans might get a bit of a laugh out of that. You know what I mean. Strange name. Well, it's a strange place. So also, I'm not awfully keen on this either, sort of like a button to open and close the store, but I think you can now move this into the back so it's not so in your face. So a full box has 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay, maybe a full box should be 18. And then again, yep, it's the same here as well. So a full box doesn't actually equal one full shelf. They did add weather effects in recently as well. I do like them. I'm just going to turn that down a notch while I'm thinking about that. So yeah, they added weather effects in quite recently, and some of them are interesting. I'm not awfully keen on the sort of sandstorm weather effect which has been added in. I think it's a bit too overbearing, especially as it kind of becomes noticeable in the store as well. Okay, so I think we're almost ready. I think what I'll do actually is I will get 2 more flour on order. And we'll put them on, so the van comes around at around 400 miles an hour as well. I think it can actually take you with it, so I'm just going to get in the way a little bit here. Yeah. We'll add these to the shelf and we'll get started. One of the good things about playing this game in co-op as well is that you can have a friend order goods or man the checkouts while you do the opposite to what they're doing. So when you get the store bigger, it can become actually a bit of a challenge to start restocking and serving everyone by yourself. So I think that as your store gets bigger, you're going to require friends rather than it being a suggestion. Okay. Store is open, and now we just wait for our first customers to come in and pick up some goods. I've noticed that as I'm starting to get a little bit older now. I'll be the first person to admit that I'm starting to enjoy these sort of chill games more and more as sort of time goes by. So I've been playing a lot of simulator games this year. I've finished PC Building Simulator, the first one, I think 3 times now this year alone. And I just downloaded a game on Xbox called Train Station Renovation. It's pretty good actually. Hello mate. Got some stuff here. Can I use the number pad now? I can. So yeah, I'm really enjoying sort of simulator games at the moment. Confirm. 1331, so oh nope, I'm reading that wrong. Good job, you can take money back. You actually need 669. Nice. $32 shop dollars. I don't know. Yeah, I've been really enjoying simulator games recently of various kinds. I'm playing Hard Space Shipbreaker at the moment as well on PS5 and absolutely loving that. That's another game that I will have finished by the time I finish on PS5 3 times this year alone. Big fan of that one. I actually did a review of Hard Space Shipbreaker over at my friend Hound of Hell's channel. I keep giving the wrong change here. If you've not actually seen that, I will leave a link to that review and you can go check it out. I'm a big fan of Hard Space Shipbreaker. 5, 6, 7, 8, 25, 35, 9. We'll get there eventually. I keep on reading the total as a change required to be given back. It would be handy if the change to give was in a slightly different colour, so it was a little bit more obvious, you know, for people like me who can't seem to get it right. So 150, 1, 2, 3. Alright, mate. Do you usually come in a store staring at people? Interesting. So I might be able to put a bit of this bean soup out. Okay, I can do, and I'll get rid of the box as well. When there's a sandstorm, it feels like the wind can actually take the box away from you, so you'll often end up with a box sort of halfway down the car park. So 969. $12.90. Okay, what I'm going to need to do as well is need to probably restock soon on a few little bits. You like bean soup, do you? So 34.11. Thanks for coming. 131. Goodbye. Okay, and if I can leave here quickly with no customers. So apple and cinnamon oats, basmati and some flour. So flour, oats, basmati rice. Get delivery going. This is where having someone else playing your game as well comes quite useful. Just that, just flour. Just this today. £2.49 for a bag of flour, that's insane. You could probably pick a bag of flour up in the UK for about 70p. There's my truck arriving in the background there. How you doing? 9.19. Okay, so paid me the exact amount. 62. Okay, you guys need to stop buying everything right now. So 590. Hopefully my mouse isn't too loud. I do apologise if it is. Is that exact change or no? Card payment. Would be nice if the developer had a controller support in as well. I mostly play PC games on controller now. I know it seems a bit sort of counterproductive, but I prefer the ease of use now rather than sort of labouring over a mouse and keyboard. You're gonna have to wait, I'm afraid. So I'd like to see controller support added in as well, more as a personal preference than anything else like that. The game's controls are absolutely fine on keyboard and mouse. It'd be good if you could hire some staff as well, so if you do play this game solo, you could just get a staff member to do all the checkout stuff while you focus on the restocking, because you have to do a lot of it. So okay, exact change, thank you. Thanks for coming. 52 shop dollars. I like how they all bring their own paper bag as well. I did work in a shop in my sort of younger years. Worked in a supermarket. That was my first job actually when I left school. In the UK, well, when I left school anyway, you left school at 16 and my mum said to me, you have to go out and get a job now. So I went to the local supermarket and got a job there, and I worked there for about a year. It wasn't doing checkout stuff, thankfully. But yeah, I have actually worked in a supermarket before, a while ago now. It's nearly 12 o'clock at night. What are you guys still doing out? Are you brothers? Change to give. That's not that. $461. Pay by card as well. Everyone's buying multiples of everything. $5.90. I need to restock again in a moment. Thankfully I did order a little bit of stock a moment ago. That's one of the weather effects I was talking about. Don't mind the rain one though. Have to wait a minute, I'm afraid, buddy. Everyone's really quite keen on the oatmeal. Oh, that's not just rain, that. It does look nice. Let's get those on the shelf, get them sold, because I think they were probably my most expensive stock. So flour again. Let's put them there as well. Okay, and what I'm going to do after this is I'm going to close the store now, so I can focus a little bit on doing a couple of things, like doing a big restock. So 1048 please, mate. Cash 30. Okay, so we are closed now, and I need basmati, oatmeal, bean soup. So basmati. Let's order a new shelf as well. Let's go for, it's a lot of money, but that'll come in use. I'll be able to do what I want to do with the positioning of all the products. So I'm just going to wait for the noisy lorry to arrive. Maybe have a sip of tea right now, because after all, I am British. Hello, mate. We do like our tea. We like it a lot. Just got to get the positioning right. It's a little bit awkward. Okay, so there's the apple and the cinnamon. I like how you just throw them in the back. Health and safety would go absolutely mad, wouldn't they? You can't just throw things in the back like that. Well, it's my shop, mate. I can do what I want. Okay, so let's get those on. And I'm actually going to need an empty box, so put the flour there. Just doing a little bit of a rejig. Next shelf. And I'm going to leave this box here. Put that bean soup in. Okay, now we'll get somewhere. So yeah, it would be nice to see a sort of end of day kind of thing. Just so you could see what you've earned during the day, rather than it being an infinite kind of day that doesn't really have a defined beginning or ending. So yeah, I do really like this game, but there are a couple of things I would like to see added to it. A couple of things more important than the other. Just put the Mr. Wash there. So I'd like to see controller support added. I think would be the most personally convenient for me. Something to do, well, something doing about the aesthetic design of the game. So being in the middle of nowhere doesn't really feel very appealing. Just as a sort of presentation kind of thing. Cashiers, so that you can get on with all this stuff while your store's open. I think I'm actually going to need another shelf, aren't I? Maybe the sandstorm effect, you might come across it soon enough. Needs toning down a little bit as well. So I'm not going to buy a new shelf right now, because I can't really afford it. So for now, that can go there. Not underneath it there. Any other stuff here? The bean soup goes nicely there. I'm going to keep that box actually, just in case I need to use it. So let's get some more basmati, oatmeal and flour. So basmati, flour and oatmeal. Thankfully these products are quite cheap, so you can buy a good few of them. The idea being, of course, so eventually is that you can put them in your stock room, so you don't have to order every 20 seconds. More health and safety violations going on here. I also think they wouldn't be best pleased to find out that I was lone working as well. But we're nearly done with the restock. I think I might need a new mouse mat actually. little bit of noise being generated from me moving the mouse. So let's just top off those. Okay, those in there too, and basmati. Of course, there's one left, but because a box doesn't occupy a whole shelf, we will have got rid of all the stock that just arrived. I think what I might do is might order a couple more flour before we open up for the day at $7.44 bus store, whatever you call them, credits. Spare a thought for this poor lorry driver, you can't see him but he's in there I assume, who has just delivered 2 boxes of flour to the arse end of nowhere for the grand sum of $7 shop dollars. It's a hard life. Poorly paid work, but someone's got to do it, I guess. See you later, mate. Okay, so we're ready to open again now, once these are put down. I think that went in. I think it made the noise of going in. Store is open. We should start seeing customers come in. One of the more recent updates for Grocery Store Simulator added decorations, stuff like cactuses and other plants and stuff like that, so maybe that's something I'll take a look at. Not right now while money's still fairly low. But yeah, it's nice that you can add your own sort of personalisation to the store. Let me guess, flour and oatmeal. No, okay. No, there we go, oatmeal. You know, I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna have one of everything. That's what I'm gonna do. First customer of the day, 62 change. So you open the store and it just feels like the shelves really sort of can get emptied very quickly. Got a lot of washing to do, eh, mate? 141, 1460. First card payment of the day, immediately followed up by another card payment. Is this a sandstorm effect? You'll see what I mean in a moment. It kind of seems to come in the store as well. I'm not awfully keen on that, to be honest. Light's slightly off colour because of the sandstorm as well. So I've hit my hand against the desk there. Okay, you want 62. I think I'm tucked in a little bit too tight to the desk. So 1088 change. Nope. $4.73. Thanks for coming. Hello, mate. Being super aficionado, eh? 353. I mean, now I've got a lot more stock on that last restock. It feels like the shelves are emptying a little bit slower now. Nope, he didn't use a card. 20, 66, Change amount is incorrect. Oh, I keep on doing that. Yeah, I think that could be doing with being changed. So 20. So 434. Keep on making the mistake because they're the same colour pretty much. I know that there's a slight difference, but you know, you should be pulling my attention to the amount that's actually due back, because that's the more immediate sort of thing that I need to do. One single shop sent. When it quietens down a little bit, I'm going to get a bit more stock on order here. So 641, 56, 41. And the card payment. Another card payment, so 26.58. Okay, so they can wait a moment. So basmati bean soup flour. So basmati. Only $30 for all of that as well. Fantastic. Just got to wait for a lull in all of the customer purchases and then just restock when I can. 758. Doing a lot of home baking today, mate. Flour's going very quickly. You know, I'm going to restock that at the very least. Get one on the shelf straight away. It seems to be a good seller flour. I just missed it. I'll deal with that in a moment. So 27.94. A lot of products there, mate. I don't think you're going to fit all that in that one bag. So okay. Well, there's a bit of a lull. Get this stock in the back. Basmati out on the shelf. It's a constant battle to keep your store stocked, but also your customers served. So 162. Is the sandstorm coming back again? Okay, let's get the bean soup out. I completely missed that. I don't know how I managed that and then got run over. I'm gonna sue you, mate. Gonna pull CCTV later and get you for compo. 20. $42. Okay, let's just take advantage of this little lull again. Get some stock on the shelves. So I've got a lot of things that I need to be sourcing out coming up on my channel. So I've been delayed recently by a number of factors. I've had a very busy few weeks in my personal life, and also one of the things that was really sort of bugging me out was that my microphone sort of audio quality wasn't where I wanted it to be. So I've ordered a new microphone, and it's what I'm using right now actually, and so far I'm fairly happy with how it's coming across. A little bit more tweaking needs to be done, but that's kind of put me off sort of doing anything in terms of testing stuff like that, where I have to do commentary on it and things like that. I also purchased a Lenovo Legion Go. It's appeared I think once on my channel so far. I'll be doing an in-depth review about that soon enough. I've got a lot of catching up to do with the things I wanted to do last month, but due to both circumstance and sort of being very unhappy with the previous audio quality, sort of put me off a little bit. I'm just going to adjust my chair here so that I'm not so close to the screen. Okay, alright. So what do we need here? Let's get some more oatmeal. Chunky, as I say, chunky Tuscan inspired bean soup. I mean, that doesn't look like bean soup, does it? That looks like mushrooms. Strange. So basmati bean soup, oatmeal, flour, and I think what I'm going to do as well is let's have a look at the other stuff that we can buy. So potato chips, Chipsidian, store level required 2. So let's see how much the upgrades are. So I'm going to get one of those first of all, and 2 of those. Okay, store level. So $500 level up store level 2, which then provides access to different kinds of goods. So boxed citrus cakes. Boxed citrus cakes. They're going to be a popular brand of, it's not a biscuit, it's a cake. People who live in the UK, you'll know what I'm talking about. Boxed pineapple cakes, milk. I assume I need a fridge for milk. Bier Einzig, Bier Achtung. Why is all the beer names in German? I mean, don't get me wrong, I like German beer as much as the next guy, but they're not the only country that actually makes beer. Beer Schneider, Beer Warzig. I mean, they're the same beer, just under a different sort of label colour here, aren't they? Milk carton. So, well, I don't know what it is where you live, but a green milk carton in the UK would be semi-skimmed milk, and a blue milk carton in the UK would be full fat milk. So I think full fat milk's around sort of 3-4% fat, and semi-skimmed is around sort of 2%, with skimmed milk being at about 1%. Skimmed milk is awful, hate the stuff. And when you put it in a cup of tea, because once again I do enjoy my tea, being British and all, it sort of makes the tea dark regardless of how much milk you put in. But speaking of tea, bottoms up. So whenever I make a cup of tea, I always put full fat milk in. So yeah, the store level required unlocks the goods, and then it starts getting quite expensive actually, in a very similar vein to Supermarket Simulator, although not as over the top. I think some of the upgrades in Supermarket Simulator are absolutely insane. You can spend a lot of time just playing the game to be able to unlock a level and a new sort of area for your store as well. I did really like Supermarket Simulator when it actually came out, and the developer did update it on a sort of fairly regular basis, but then it just all seemed to kind of stop for no apparent reason. And there were a couple of things in the game itself where it was like, you know, these bugs kind of need addressing sharpish rather than sort of making people wait to fix them, and it really put me off playing the game, which is a shame because I had a lot of fun on it for the first 30-40 hours that I started playing it, with me playing it quite a lot on the Steam Deck as well, I'd often just sort of sit down, chill out for a little bit and play an hour of Supermarket Simulator. Even though it doesn't have controller support, the Steam Deck has sort of the ability to use the controller on games that otherwise don't actually support it. It worked really well. It doesn't have official controller support, but the Steam implementation of controller support for Supermarket Simulator was actually quite handy, so I did end up putting up about 40 hours on it, and then the updates just seemed to stop and it really sort of turned me off the game. Okay, so let's just get my delivery here. So when I saw that this one was coming out, I downloaded the prologue and quite enjoyed it. And honestly, the co-op mostly sold me on this game. The fact that I could play with friends, with family as well, in a sort of like non-competitive, chill kind of way, really sort of appealed to me actually. So what I could do here is I could put that here, although it's a little bit awkward, but that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some of that Chipsidian. Oh yeah, I know what they are. Okay. Alright. I missed again. Let's go grab that. And get the basmati on, which I managed to throw through the door. Did I order bean soup as well? So what flavour are those Chipsidian? Chipsidian potato flavour. Great. Yeah, sure. I'll have potato flavoured potato, dried potato snacks. Sure, why not? Okay, flour. So to fill all the shelves with flour, I'd need 6 in a box. You get 2 stacks, so I'd need 8 boxes to fill the shelf, like you can clearly see I'm trying to do there. Can I fit any more basmati on? A little bit more. 2 left over. Put them back. Use the spare oatmeal from the previous delivery. And then get the rest of this out here. I missed again. I keep on hitting the bin at the same kind of angle actually. And that's the empty box I want to keep in case I have to do some stock transfers. I have actually purchased another Supermarket Simulator style game recently as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a video on that at some point. I don't think I am actually, but it's something like Supermarket Simulator 2024 or something. I purchased that on Nintendo Switch and it's okay, but it is a carbon copy of Supermarket Simulator. It's uncanny how similar it actually is. I'm not a huge fan of the UI on that. Let's get some more Chipsidian bean soup. And is there anything else we missed here? That'll do. So I'm probably not going to end up doing a video on that. I don't think that the UI is very well presented. But otherwise, yeah, I'm really into my Supermarket Simulator style games at the moment, or grocery store simulator style games. And I think the grocery store simulator has enough going for it of its own sort of merit to warrant maybe a look at it. It's relatively cheap and it's quite easy to recommend at its cheap price with co-op options. So that's that nearly fully stacked. I mean, one good thing about the sandstorm is at least that you then can't see the sort of desert wasteland you're in, I guess. So you could just sort of, oh, you know, it's foggy. So it kind of detracts a little bit from the fact that you're in the middle of nowhere and people are coming into the middle of nowhere and buying stuff from you. So 9 AM. Whoop, yes, that was it. That was a win take in the box there. Do I need another? No, I'm not going to order again right now unless I have something else. Not really. Okay, so that can wait till the next order. And just restock. Get that flour out because it seems to be the #1 seller. That and the oatmeal. Oh, I've got another bean soup there actually. Okay. Nearly done. And just the last 6 flour now that can go on the bottom shelf, and we are ready to open. Another day, another shop dollar. Wait for our customers to arrive. Seems to take them a little while as well to actually start arriving once you open and close a store. I should probably go over and press this button though before I comment any further. But yeah, it seems to take a little bit of time for the customers to start sort of winding up again once you close the store. Same with the other supermarket simulator game actually. When you open the store, it seems to take them a little while to realise that the store is actually open. Hello, mate. Pickup trucks. I'd imagine you need them in a place like this. Oh, 96.20. Really, dude? Got no change on you? Nope. So... okay, that's 40.31 to give. Card payment 5.48. Thanks for coming. 7.84. 5.67. Need a little bit of sort of chill background music to this game as well. It's very silent otherwise. So 97 cents. I like a bit of background music on my games, and yeah, it just feels a bit sort of dull without it. Thanks for coming. Oh, hang on, what, you were in here before, mate. Let's get a bit on order. So let's get Mr. Wash, oatmeal. So Mr. Wash, oatmeal. Just why there's a little lull. Recently bought Crisis, the remastered trilogy for PS5, so I've been meaning to go through that as well. It's really a case of I've got too many games and frankly not enough time to play it. I'm sure that a good few of you can relate on that. So 2.89. How you doing, mate? Going to the gym? Oh, thanks for the exact change, bro. Appreciated. Let's get the stock in while there's a lull in customers again. Did order a couple of Mr. Wash. I can see the shelf looking a little empty there. And I'm going to straight out actually. Get it on the shelf right now. How you doing? Thanks for waiting. Paying by card. $24.95. So Aloha vibes. Oh, brothers. I wonder if you can just, when the amount's like $17.60, I wonder if you can just enter 17.6. Give that a go next time. Paying by card, so $8.33. Thanks for coming. So I'm making some decent money here so far. Change to give nothing. Thank you for the exact change. Almost at the amount of money actually where we can upgrade the store, but we're going to need to buy more stock again before we can upgrade the store, I think. Change to give 160. Why isn't there a 50p piece in there? How you doing? How you doing, mate? Card payment $4.78. Change to give 40.60. $2.99. Might change the price of that. So, nope. Exact change. Thank you. 13.88. 15 change. Perfect. Big shot for you today here, sir. Thanks for coming. Let's get a couple of things on order as well. Or not. We've got that there. Grab them on the shelf. So what I'm going to do is change prices. That's going to be 3. That's going to be 6. Let's change that to 279. 259. 49. Oh, got a bit of a queue here. Sorry guys, a bit busy adjusting for the cost of living. I mean, I just put those prices up for no good reason, which, if I'm being honest with you guys, kind of feels like what the supermarkets do anyway, right? 27.11 please. 9.58. Some of these things are more expensive than they should be. But I'm running a store in the middle of the desert, guys. 3.49. Oh, thank you for the exact change. Saving me time, which is money after all. 20.73. So I've got a little lull in customers, so let's just get what we can out. This is just what I needed. Well, and that's what I'm here for. Shelves looking a bit bare now though. Be with you in a moment, mate. Get the bean soup out and then get back to work. So 1834. A lot of card payments going on. $24.95. At least it means I have to mess around with change, I guess. Wow, these guys have absolutely rinsed me out. Thank you for the exact change. You're a star. So 30.64. Thanks for coming. And what I'm going to do here is you're my final customer of the day. Bean soup. Big fan of bean soup. Plenty of flour and some oatmeal. Oh, there's that exact change. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming. Alright, so we're going to get something on order. We're going to get some pretty much everything actually. So basmati, bean soup, flour. So okay, we'll have to place another order again in a minute. I think what I'm going to do as well actually is I am going to level up the store. 500 store dollars, shop dollars, whatever you want to call them. Be with you in a moment, mate. So basmati, flour. Okay, then we can unlock, well now we've unlocked the cakes and the beer and the milk. Oh, I'd need to buy a fridge for that. I think I probably just about have enough, but then I won't have enough for anything else. Okay. Alright, well I think I'm going to call it a day here. And if you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments. If you'd like to see more of this video, let me know as well. Grocery Store Simulator is a game that I actually really enjoy playing, and I would be happy to make this a sort of series if it was something that you guys would consider watching. And yeah, until next time guys, thank you very much for tuning in, and catch you soon. Bye bye.